to the Epic Journey 2. Yeah, this could have opened a lot better. It could have been, welcome to the Epic Journey 2. But no, it's just the Epic Journey 2, you know. Now what is the Epic Journey 1, I hear you ask? Well, way back when, 4 years ago, when I first started this channel in the embryonic stages of RazorwireReviews, I saw people on the YouTube community making kind of vlog videos of their trips, whether it be to WrestleMania or out and about in their city and their town. And I thought, why don't I do that when I go on a trip in a few weeks? So I decided to make a video series, my first video series, my first kind of vlog series in a way, called the Epic Journey. And basically what the Epic Journey was basically much like this. I sat down, just talked in front of a camera and explained what the Epic Journey was going to be. Then I went on it, I filmed it, then I came back, then I reflected on it, and that was the series. About 4 or 5 parts, I think. I don't think they're on YouTube anymore because of copyright reasons. So the Epic Journey was in May of 2011. I just got paid. Had a bonus that month, worked very hard, and I bought myself a new laptop, which I was sorely needing, and I also bought a flip HD camera to kind of vlog with on the trip, and also to make videos with on my YouTube channel, which I used for quite a long time, for about another year, until I bought a proper camera, in fact the one I'm filming this on right now. So got the flip camera, did the little prologue for the Epic Journey, and then I went on my way up to London. It was on a Friday. I went up to London, got there around 10-11 o'clock at night. Got another coach from there up to Glasgow in Scotland, which took about 8 hours, so it was an overnight coach. It was horrible, absolutely terrible. And then I got to Glasgow in the morning, walked around the city all day, didn't do too much really, just kind of explored, looked around. Actually went to see a film in Cineworld, went to see Attack the Block, which stars the star of the new Star Wars film, John Boyega. Loved Attack the Block, and then I went over to the SEC Arena to see Rush play live. Now, why in Glasgow and why Rush? Well, Rush is my second favourite band of all time. I'd only just become acquainted with them over the past year up to that point, but I was in love with the band and I needed to see them because I knew that they weren't going to be around forever, as can be seen by the fact they did their final tour this year. They'll probably still play music, but this is their last world tour, and they've done kind of the 40th year anniversary of their band. So I got to see them, and they were amazing. They were incredible, and it was kind of me putting a lot of trust and faith in a stranger, because it was someone from a Rush forum who offered me the ticket. He had a spare one, and so I bought it off him, met him there, and he was fine, he was great. And again, that whole weekend kind of restored my faith in humanity just a little bit, because everyone I encountered over the entire weekend, all around the country, England, Scotland and Wales, everyone was just really nice. I didn't encounter a bad person throughout that whole weekend, which was incredible, and really showed me, well, there were a few bad people. I didn't come in real direct contact with them. But anyway, this isn't about the first one. I'm just saying, in case you don't know and you haven't, again, well, the videos aren't really there for you to see, and maybe I can re-upload them at some point if anyone's interested, and kind of take out some of the music that will get me flagged for copyright. So yeah, I went to Glasgow, saw Rush, was amazing, like 5-6 rows from the front, all in their 60s or pushing their 60s, and they were just incredible. The musicianship was off the charts. It was unbelievable. They played Moving Pictures in its entirety, which is one of my favourite albums, so I was just in heaven. It was awesome. Then I walked back at 11 o'clock at night to the bus station in Glasgow city centre, where I had to wait for about 6 hours to get the coach back down to London. I didn't have the money to get a hotel, and just walked around Glasgow city centre on Saturday night, which was a terrifying experience to say the least. People fighting left and right, and I managed to find a secluded spot of the bus station eventually, even though the bus station was open air, so I was freezing my bollocks off. But yeah, waited there till 5 AM, got the London coach, down to London again, another 8 hours on the coach, and then I went to London Marylebone station, got off from there, went to a hotel that I booked, a Travelodge. It was amazing to have a bed for the first time in like 2-3 days. It was just like, I was so happy, it was unbelievable. It was almost worth going through everything just to feel that high of having a bed in front of you that you know you're going to be able to sleep in that night. And then from there I went over to the O2 Arena, the former Millennium Dome, and I saw Roger Waters perform The Wall live. Now Pink Floyd is my favourite band of all time. Roger Waters is an amazing lyricist, and if you don't know Pink Floyd, he kind of wrote the lyrics to most of their great songs, throughout the most prolific period of their career. He hasn't been in the band for about 30 years now, but Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Animals, Metal, he had a hand in crafting all of those, the lyrics and stuff, and he played bass. And then The Wall was his thing, that was his baby. It's almost a Roger Waters album, more than a Pink Floyd album, even though some of the great pieces of music came from David Gilmour, like Comfortably Numb, Run Like Hell. But yeah, it was amazing to see The Wall live, and it was as it was originally performed in the 80s, with like 100-foot something wall made of big white bricks built on stage. Excuse me, as the show went on, and then halfway through the show the wall was complete and it broke off the band from the audience. It was just unbelievable. Then the projections, the light show, it was awesome. It was such a theatrical and amazing experience. I'll never forget it, and it was great to see someone from my favourite band of all time play loads of those songs. Brilliant. I was really gutted though, because my favourite person from Pink Floyd is David Gilmour. He's my favourite musician of all time, and he appeared on one of those Wall shows 2 days before I was there. And many years ago I said that it was a lifelong dream, even though it hasn't been a lifelong dream, but it feels like a lifelong dream to see David Gilmour perform live. And I missed out on by 2 days, and it was just heartbreaking, But it was great, I enjoyed it and everything, and that was the Epic Journey. And I never thought I'd really ever get to see David Gilmour play. Every now and again, every couple of years, he'd do like a random kind of thing, like a charity thing or something, but he never really did a show, The last time he toured was in 2006. For his album at the time, On an Island, and there was no indication that he'd ever really tour again, which is a shame. Then last year we got the news that Pink Floyd were releasing another album after 20 years, the Endless River, which is kind of a selection of offcuts, basically, of the recording of the Division Bell, the 1994 album, I believe. And I love the Division Bell album, and so the Endless River was perfect for me. I loved it. I know people were umming and ahhing about it, weren't too sure, liked bits of it. I love all of it. I can listen to it from start to finish. And yeah, just a great album in my opinion, even if it does feel like a kind of a selection of outtakes. I like the way that they kind of made it flow into something, and it was a special thing to me. Now, I thought, okay, so they've done a new Pink Floyd album, and then in the interviews David Gilmour said that he's working on another solo album, so I thought, wow, maybe he'll do a tour with it, and then people were like, whoa, he probably won't do any tours now. But then he announced that he was in 2015. He said something like, I'll probably do an old man's tour in 2015, meaning he'll do a few select dates where he wants to go, nothing major worldwide. But it has now turned into a worldwide tour. He's going to America, he's going to South America, he's going all across Europe and the UK. It's not quite a huge world tour, but he's definitely hitting quite a lot of spots around the world. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. I'll never be able to afford to go at this point. It's kind of like, I'll probably miss out on that. And then the day came when the tickets were announced. They were, put on sale. I saw there was a pre-sale code, and I was like, well, I can't do anything with that. And so my amazing fiancée Connie, this is back in March, I think. She said, well, I'll get you the ticket for your birthday, which is in July, and it's now September, so my birthday's long past. But I still feel like I have this big birthday present, because she got me a ticket to see David Gilmour live. 25th of September 2015, the Royal Albert Hall in London, and she was like, I'll get you the ticket, you can pay for your travel and sort all that out, but happy birthday. And I still thank her, like, every couple of weeks, like, thank you. It's an amazing present. It's the best birthday present I've ever got. Sorry mum. Although I will say that nothing will probably top the 1995 Christmas present of a Lion King tent, and inside it was a Super Nintendo with Donkey Kong 64. That was pretty fucking amazing. Anyway, so it is the 12th of September 2015. It is now today the 40th anniversary of Wish You Were Here, my favourite album of all time, my favourite Pink Floyd album, obviously. And yeah, I'm going to get to hear 2 of those songs from that album live in a few weeks. And I'm really just so excited about it. I'm going to be flying back home to the UK, back to Wales on the 20th of September, which is 8 days from now. I'll go home for a few days, see family. I'll stay with my mum. I'll see some family, friends, my brother, my sister, and then I'll go up to London on Friday, the 25th of September. Hopefully going to go to the BFI cinema and watch a Buster Keaton film on the big screen, which is going to be incredible. So Friday the 25th of September is working out to be an incredible day for me. And then later on that evening I'll go to the Royal Albert Hall, which will be incredible. I've never been there before. I've heard it's a great venue, and I will see David Gilmour perform live, and I'll feel like I can probably die happy after that moment. Fingers crossed nothing terrible happens to me or my family. So yeah, I cannot wait, and this is going to be my chronicling of that epic journey. And just like the first epic journey, it isn't an epic journey in terms of the travel. You know, going to London and up to Glasgow. Yeah, it's a bit of a trek, but it's not an epic journey. Going over to London, flying here from Norway to the UK isn't really an epic journey. But the epicness comes from the destinations, and the destination in this epic journey too is epic in my opinion. So this will be my little vlog series. It won't be anywhere near as elaborate as my 24-hour movie marathon videos in terms of length, or the Trip of a Lifetime series. It'll be a smaller, quainter affair, and I'll be staying with a YouTuber in London, so I might film a bit with him. So you might see a fellow YouTuber in this series. I don't know yet, we'll see what happens. But nonetheless, I'll try and vlog as I go, my trip back home, going to London, and maybe a few clips from the concert. Probably not though, I don't want to get in trouble, but I'll probably take a few pictures at least to show in the video. And yeah, it's going to be very special to me, and the music of Pink Floyd, and particularly the way that David Gilmour has added his sound and voice to the band and the music, is very special to me. I became a fan of them at the right time. It was a dark time in my life. I say a dark time. There's people who've been through some really dark shit. I haven't, but I've suffered from depression, and I don't like to be one of those people who kind of goes into that kind of stuff, but hey, let's just throw it all out there. Well, I won't throw out all the details, but I was very depressed at the time, and I've kind of struggled with depression since I was about 13, 14 years old. When I remember just sitting in my dad's garden once, just thinking like, I hate myself, and it's stupid, but it just comes out of nothing. And then other times I just feel so depressed, and I'd have no reason for it whatsoever. This crushing black cloud of just despair over nothing, and it's terrible. It really is. And so I believe I've never been diagnosed, but I believe that I suffer from depression on a low scale. I would say a low scale. Sometimes I get it, and thinking about it now, I haven't had it for a long time, but sometimes it just hits, and there's nothing I can do but just wait until I stop feeling like shit about myself and everything else. So it is what it is. But the worst part was when I was around, I guess, 20, just when I was turning 20, I guess, 19, 20, and I was just like at my lowest ebb. And I saw this documentary about a band called Pink Floyd, so I checked it out and I really liked it, and then I started kind of delving into them and their history and stuff, and I kind of became obsessed and kind of just finding out all the details and learning about everything and listening to the albums. And one night I'll never forget, I walked down to the beach around midnight. I went up to the town centre, I bought a can of Coke, I bought some naan bread from the Indian. I walked down to the beach and I listened to The Dark Side of the Moon in its entirety for the first time, and was just sat by the ocean with the waves crashing in against the side of the pier and stuff like that. And just lyrics like, breathe in the air, don't be afraid to care, just hit me in the chest like an iron fist, And yeah, it's just a simple lyric that is probably just there to rhyme and fit with the theme of the song, but for me it just meant so much. And so I became obsessed with Pink Floyd, and I would buy the DVDs and stuff and immerse myself in everything to do with the band, and they are my favourite band of all time. So to be able to see David Gilmour play live, and play some of those songs that kind of meant so much to me at that kind of really critical part of my life, is going to be really special and really something. And while I'm not really a big fan of the album On an Island, to hear some of those songs would be pretty cool too, because I listened to those during that period, and while I didn't love them or anything, it will remind me of that time again. It will take me back, which would be really, really interesting. And yeah, maybe some of the Pink Floyd songs weren't the best thing to listen to when you're depressed. They kind of it almost enables you to wallow even more in your self-pity. But then I'd find songs that would make me feel more elated about life and more positive about things, like Breathe, or like Wish You Were Here, or Shine On You Crazy Diamond, or Us and Them, or Money. Money really is just like a fun song, but just an escape at times. So the music means a lot to me, and it'll be incredible to see David Gilmour perform live. He did his first show. It was a preview show in Brighton last weekend, I believe a week ago today. And so kind of people were thinking, what's the set list going to be? What songs is he going to play? And they were surprised, because in 2006 his shows went like this. Set 1, he plays his new album On an Island in its entirety. Set 2, he plays some of the older Pink Floyd songs. People thought that would be the same because he's releasing a new album in a couple of weeks called Rattle That Lock. A few songs have been released. When Rattle That Lock came out, I listened to it, wasn't impressed, thought it was okay. Now I just listen to it all the time. It was the same as Louder Than Words, the Pink Floyd song that came out last year. It's grown on me so much. I don't think it's a great song, but I really, really like it, and I just like it, and it's cool. So I'm looking forward to the album in full. But he played some of the new songs, but he played loads of Pink Floyd songs. He played songs he hadn't played in a long time, like Money, Us and Them, Run Like Hell, Sorrow, you know, songs he hasn't played in, you know, maybe like 20 years, something maybe even longer. So I hope the set list stays the same, because there's some songs that I'd really love to hear. I wish he played some stuff from his first solo album, because I love that one, but I know that he hasn't played that since it came out, so it's unlikely he'll be resurrecting any of those songs anytime soon. But yeah, I cannot wait, and this is my chronicling of this epic journey to the journey to see David Gilmour perform live. And yeah, it's really special. It's really, really cool. It gets me emotional thinking about it, and I can't wait to share that journey with you. And yeah, if there's anything else I can think of, I'll include them in future videos. I think 15 minutes is enough to kind of give you a setup for this whole thing. The next video will probably be like in 3 or 4 weeks when I get back, so I'll film stuff as I go and see where this series takes me. But for now, this is part 1. This is the beginning part of the Epic Journey 2, the setup, the prologue, the preamble. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, leave me your comments down below. I always appreciate looking at them and reading them and interacting with people on my channel. And that's about it. So yeah, I'll see you with part 2 of the Epic Journey 2, and wherever that will be, wherever that will take me, it'll probably be the journey back home, and probably some stuff of me at home. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So I'm just going to play this by ear and see where it goes. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you with the next one.
I don't know, 5 seconds.